This is the world's smallest skyscraper. No, not this one. This is the world's smallest skyscraper, source of great embarrassment for the town, and a lot of money for a clever fraudster who legally stole investments by adding an extra apostrophe to a contract. The building is steep and narrow, while the internal stairways leading to the upper floors occupy 25% of the interior area. And yet, back in 1919, a group of naive investors willingly gave up more than $3.5 million in 2023 money to fund its construction. Let's dive into the history behind this late neoclassical style red brick and cast stone structure. Newby-McMahon Building, also known as the world's littlest skyscraper, is located on the corner of 7th and LaSalle Streets in downtown Wichita Falls, Texas, and is a part of the Depot Square Historic District, a Texas historic landmark. This building is quite a unique sight, standing at a mere 40 feet tall. Yep, you heard that right. Not even 40 meters. Its story begins back in 1912 when a large petroleum reservoir was discovered just west of the city of Burke-Burnett, a small town in Wichita County. Burke-Burnett and its surrounding communities became boom towns, experiencing explosive growth in their populations and economies. By 1918, an estimated 20,000 new settlers had taken up residence around the lucrative oil field, and many Wichita County residents became wealthy virtually overnight. As people streamed into the local communities in search of high-paying jobs, the nearby city of Wichita Falls began to grow in importance. Where there is money, there are people who want to get it. Though it initially lacked the infrastructure needed for this sudden increase in economic and industrial activity, Wichita Falls was a natural choice to serve as the local logistical hub, being the seat of Wichita County. Because office space was lacking, major stock transactions and mineral rights deals were conducted on street corners and in tents that served as makeshift headquarters for the new oil companies. Can you imagine that? This could not last forever, and the people of Wichita Falls knew that. Sensing an opportunity, J.D. McMahon proposed the construction of a skyscraper. With a proposed height of 480 feet, 150 meters, the new building would be among the tallest in the world at that time. Or at least he made people think that. Here's the catch. McMahon was sneaky with the details. He cleverly listed the height of the building as 480 inches instead of 480 feet in all legal documents. One extra apostrophe. Who would notice that? Clever, right? The investors did not notice the difference indeed, and McMahon never explicitly mentioned the actual height of the building. He took $200,000 from the investors, which accounts for more than $3.5 million in today's money, built a 40-foot high building for a fraction of that, and called it a day. He used his own construction crews to build the Newby-McMahon Building on a small piece of land next to the Newby Building without even asking the owner's permission. Talk about audacity. Of course, people felt fooled, and a lawsuit followed. But the court pledged him not guilty. Never did he ever explicitly say that the building was to be 480 feet. All the documents stated it was 480 inches, so our guy was clean as a whistle. To be fair, the investors did recover a small portion of their hard-earned cash from the elevator company, which refused to honor the contract after learning how small the building was. No stairway was installed in the building upon its initial completion, as none was included in the original blueprints. Rather, a ladder was employed to gain access to the upper 3 floors. By the time construction was complete, McMahon had fled Wichita Falls and perhaps Texas, taking with him the balance of the investors' money. As you can imagine, when the building was finally completed, the city and its residents were quite embarrassed. It turned out to be way smaller than what everyone expected. In fact, it caused such a stir that it was featured in Robert Ripley's Believe It or Not column as the world's littlest skyscraper, and that nickname has stuck with it ever since. Over the years, the Newby-McMahon Building faced its fair share of challenges. The oil boom eventually ended, and the building was left vacant and forgotten during the Great Depression. It suffered from a devastating fire in 1931, which made it unusable for quite some time. But here's the good news. The building managed to survive through all of that. It found new life as various businesses set up shops inside, including barbershops and cafes. There were even several attempts to demolish it, but thankfully enough local residents came to its defense. Recognizing its historical value, an esteemed architectural firm embarked on a mission to restore this overlooked gem to its former splendor. Extensive research was conducted to delve into the skyscraper's past, uncovering fascinating stories and architectural nuances that guided the restoration process. The restoration efforts were marked by an unwavering attention to detail. Each aspect, from the facade to the interior, was meticulously examined and restored to match its original grandeur. Local artisans and craftsmen were enlisted to recreate intricate architectural elements, ensuring a seamless blend of the old and the new. The collaboration fostered a sense of community pride and further solidified the skyscraper's place in the city's cultural heritage. The most complicated tasks were to add an actual staircase to the building, which it lacked, and also a robust fire extinguishing system.
We do have state-of-the-art fire suppression system. The fire marshal that comes to inspect it periodically tells me that if we do ever catch on fire, we will not have to worry about burning, but we might have to worry about drowning.
After years of hard work, the Newby-McMahon Building was back on its feet. It was renovated and became home to an antique dealership called Antique Wood, which opened in 2006. Later on, it was occupied by a furniture and home decor consignment boutique called Hello Again. Despite its diminutive size, the Newby-McMahon Building has gained fame and recognition. Visitors from around the world come to see this architectural marvel that has withstood tornadoes, fire, and neglect. If you're interested in learning more about Wichita Falls' rich architectural history, you should check out the documentary film Wichita Falls, The Future of Our Past by Levy. It features the Newby-McMahon Building, along with several other historic buildings in the city. The story of this little skyscraper teaches us the importance of thoroughly examining the fine print, questioning assumptions, and seeking out the truth. Every detail matters. It's a testament to the need for vigilance and discernment, especially in a world where clever deceivers can take advantage of our trust. Moreover, the Newby-McMahon Building represents the resilience of a community that refused to let its embarrassment define its future. The smart solutions and collaborative efforts that went into its restoration reflect the dedication of the local residents to their city's heritage. It stands as a beacon of pride, showcasing the triumph of historical preservation and the celebration of a unique architectural gem. So next time you find yourself admiring a historic site or marveling at an intricate work of art, take a moment to appreciate the attention to detail, the historical value it holds, and the smart solutions that brought it to life. And remember, in a world full of grand gestures, sometimes the smallest things can leave the most profound impact.